The Bricks and Minifigs scandal just took a massive turn, and Reckless Ben is now free to speak about anything he wishes. Welcome to another update in the Bricks and Minifigs scandal. I apologise for not uploading for a while. I've had Bell's palsy. The right side of my face is temporarily paralysed. It's getting a bit better. My speech is getting a bit better, so I thought I'd make a video. And Ben perfectly dropped his part 3 on Patreon. I've also been at a family funeral as well, so yeah, I've had a lot going on, but we are back and Ben is back. That is the most important thing, and he's had a lot to say, and his Patreon video is very, very interesting. There's court hearings, body cam footage we haven't seen yet, and lots of things I don't think the owners of Bricks and Minifigs wanted us to see, hence the restraining order against Ben. So if you've been following this whole thing, you'll know exactly what's going on, but basically a guy called Brian Mansell had his $200,000 Lego collection stolen by Bricks and Minifigs. Reckless Ben made a whole documentary about it. It's blown up, and we have seen the corruption that is going on behind the scenes. Ben then got silenced, and now he's released part 3, hence this update video. So there is a lot of accusations towards Ben that Ben doesn't even know what they are, because they've redacted all of the audio, so he just doesn't even know what these allegations are. There's also a part in the court audio where they state that they're very concerned that Ben is representing himself. And the argument is because Ben's a YouTuber, if they give him the body cam footage, he would then use it to obviously make false allegations and slander on the internet. But at the end of the day, the footage is the footage. If it incriminates someone, it incriminates someone. So all this was about Ben using this to put out into the public, which, what's wrong with that? We need to see what's going on, because at the end of the day, if Ben's in the wrong, which he isn't, we would see that. If Bricks and Minifigs are in the wrong, which they are, we would see that. And how can he defend himself when he doesn't even know what's being said about him, because they won't show him the audio or the footage of all the redacted stuff? Then the judge signed the protection order against Brandon and Josh, which then meant Ben couldn't see a lot of the comments that they'd made about him. He argues this makes the case pretty much impossible to fight because he just doesn't know what it's about, which is fair enough, and it's very cowardly from Josh and Brandon. Then obviously we know there are multiple reports against Ben to the police by Bricks and Minifigs. One was that he had heroin on him, so they did a stop and search on the car. Then we see footage in this video of McNeff, the CEO of Bricks and Minifigs, saying that Ben came in and said he was going to burn the place down, kill people and stuff like that. I mean, come on. You've literally completely made that up. All the footage from Ben walking in, talking to McNeff and walking out into the elevator is there. Nothing is cut out. And then you're on the phone to the police making up all these imaginary tales to try and get him in trouble, which actually I think should be very, very illegal. You should not be able to make up accusations of that stature against anyone and get away with it. You've lied and said he's going to walk into that building, burn it down with a bunch of innocent people inside. Like, come on. That is disgusting, despicable, and you should honestly just go to prison for that alone. Like I said, guys, my face is a bit funny, so if I do mispronounce things, I do apologize. We also know all along it was Bricks and Minifigs' go-to to try and get Ben arrested, because he even said it to a lot of the staff members. Because if you remember when they sort of got that staff member to do all them funny things, win the Lego prize and stuff, the staff member literally said that they went to her and said, how do we get them arrested? And on that redacted footage of the police talking to McNeff, you can hear the police trying to find things to make up about Ben to get him arrested. Honestly, this is the most bonkers thing I've ever seen. The police officer is corrupt. There's no doubt about that. Look, if you're trying to make things up to get this person arrested, you're calling this person a fool for what he's doing. Like, you're on McNeff's side. You've clearly taken a side, which you shouldn't. You should be impartial. You should do your job. You should investigate it properly and then go with the side that is in the right. Then you've got McNeff making up all those lies, and as we know that he wanted to get Ben arrested from the absolute beginning. We've had people on the phone telling Ben that he stole the Lego. Like, it's just been absolutely ridiculous. But now there is a Provo case. I'm not going to pretend to know what any of that means, but Ben says there are 2 separate cases in Utah, one with the American Fork Police and one in Provo. But as you'll see in that video when it does come to YouTube, if you haven't got Patreon, then you'll see that I think Provo actually provided a lot of the footage for Ben to see, so he could see what he was being accused of. Now, we all remember when Ben went to visit the CEO at first, he did ask Ben to leave once, and obviously Ben then asked him if you want to do this the hard way or the easy way. He then went round and round, said he would provide him the inventory list that they took when they took over the store, and Ben showed countless emails of him trying to get that list, and they just never did. They came back saying that they weren't going to give it to him as he would use it to put online and stuff like that. But then he asked him to leave one more time, and Ben went okay and left. And in that phone call, the police officer and him were making up a story that Ben refused to leave, that he asked him multiple times to leave. Can you leave, please? And Ben was like, no, we're not leaving until we get the Lego. But then he said, please, can you just leave? It's all a load of rubbish. McNeff has just been lying and lying and lying, and now it's all coming out. And obviously, he's just been lying to our faces as well in all the interviews that he's been doing online. We've all seen the videos. We've all seen I think it's the Fox News one or the Fox 5 News one, where he sat there and he said he's trying to make Brian whole. Emails have been shown from Brian's solicitors, attorneys, whatever they are in America, that they're emailing Bricks and Minifigs saying, when can we come and get this Lego? And they're just not replying. They said that they would investigate, and then there was just silence. They've not replied. They've said then that they're never going to return the Lego, that Josh and Brandon don't have any legal obligation to return anything in that store. They have literally, in writing, damn right refused to give the Lego back after he made this whole public appearance, making him look good, saying, well, it didn't make him look good. We all saw what an idiot he is, but he tried to make himself look good by saying, we're trying to make Brian whole. We've reached out. He said no. It's absolute rubbish. McNeff, you're a liar. You've been caught, and now it's all coming out, and you're going to get absolutely done for this. Ben never got the inventory list. Brian never got the inventory list, and the previous owners, which I think by law, within a year, they should have had the inventory list of the store that McNeff took over from them so suddenly. So again, he's broken the law by not giving them the inventory list. So again, he is just getting himself wrapped up in even more problems. But another wild part is that Bricks and Minifigs has actually contacted Google and asked for a load of confidential information on the email from Ben. So they used Ben's email address to get loads of information. His emails, I believe, loads of footage that was linked to Google Drive, I believe, and also his search history. How mad is that a company like Google can just give it to people without any sort of implication? There's a legal case going on, and you've just handed over information that is confidential, and I'm sure might actually break the Data Protection Act. I don't know, because I don't know what laws or things they've asked for it under, because you will ask for it under certain circumstances. Maybe they have to provide it. I don't know. But to me, I just don't think that's right, and I don't know how they've managed to do that or get away with that. But yeah, that is absolutely wild. But this female police officer that we keep hearing throughout Ben's video keeps trying to make things up and help McNeff put charges on Ben that don't even exist. They even questioned whether that secret footage, which was just surveillance footage of them taking over the store, was credible enough. But this whole time, Bricks and Minifigs were allowed to continue talking about Ben, while Ben wasn't allowed to say a word about them. But now Ben is finally able to talk, and honestly, when you see this video, if you haven't seen it already, it is mind-blowing. And he says part 4 is on the way as well, and he said this could go on for 2 years, so there could be up to 104 parts. Maybe that's a bit wild, a bit extreme, but he is definitely not stopping with exposing Bricks and Minifigs. So this story has just gone completely bonkers. We have footage of McNeff lying about what Ben has said. We've got them coming out damn right refusing to give any Lego back to Brian, and that's just crazy when we all know it's his. We've seen the inventory list. We've seen the contract that they signed for the consignment deal. It's just ridiculous. And honestly, I hope this gets sorted pretty soon, because I just genuinely don't think Bricks and Minifigs can come back from this at all anymore. I didn't think they could anyway, but I think they're done. I honestly think they're done. At the end of the day, he's on camera lying. We've got the police on camera talking to McNeff saying, oh, we could do him on this. We can't do him on this, but oh, we can try and do him on this if we say this. Oh, did you ask him to leave many times? Yes, we did. Even though you damn right didn't. You're lying. The police are lying. Just give Brian his money and Lego back. Let's just end this all. It's ridiculous. What have you got left to gain? You're going to lose in court. You're going to lose money. You're going to lose your business. All for what? £80,000 worth of Lego. I know it was like 200,000, but 80 grand worth of Lego to a business like yours, was it worth it? Well, I hope it was, because you're about to lose everything, and Ben is going to release and expose you even more. This whole thing is getting crazier, guys, so make sure you subscribe, turn on channel notifications, leave a like on the video, hype the video. Let's get this message out there as far as possible. And yeah, as soon as there's another update, which I would imagine will be tomorrow, I'll speak to you guys then.